Hey everyone, back with another cooking video. I know I've made basically this recipe before. This is my chicken noodle soup, but I needed to shoot a video. Yesterday was almost 80 degrees. Today it's back to being winter, so I thought, hey, soup day. So to start with, I'm going to be turning a chicken carcass into bone broth for our base for our soup. I just bought a rotisserie chicken, stripped all the meat off, and everything you don't want to eat went into this pot. Light on there. All the bone, skin, fat, especially that skin. That's good collagen for you. Now, normally making bone broth takes hours. Well, it's still going to take hours, but not as many hours. I am going to be doing it in my Instant Pot here. It only takes about 2 hours instead of doing it all day. So that's where we're going to start. Instead of moving everything over to the sink on my camera and light and all that stuff, I'm just going to bring water from the sink over here. And just a little more. And that's it. You just need enough to cover the chicken, really. Or beef bones, whatever you got. Then we're going to take it over to the Instant Pot. And now I have to move my equipment anyway. So yeah, we have the Instant Pot. This is the something Duo Plus or something like that. I don't remember. Just going to press pressure cook. Custom. Set it for 2 hours. Oh, put the pot in. And there's our soup base before it goes into cook. And I'm going to hit start. And we'll be back in a couple hours and see how it came out. All right, guys. So it's been 2 hours. Our broth should be nice and done. Instant Pot just went off. Normally, I would do a natural release. That's where you just don't touch it and wait for the pressure to come down naturally. I'm in a bit of a hurry today. I do have someone coming over for dinner tonight, and I need to have dinner ready for her. So anyway, I am going to release the pressure, and then we will take a look at our delicious broth. So I am just going to flip this switch and stand up. Okay, let's take a look at what we got. Ooh, looks pretty good to me. There. Yeah, look at that rich broth. Let's go ahead and strain all the stuff we don't want. Yeah, this is our finished broth, and oh, it looks so good. Let's give it a taste. That came out really nice. You'll notice I didn't put any salt for making the bone broth. um, One, the chicken already has a lot of salt, so I didn't want to oversalt. But also, I'll put salt in the final recipe, but this is just the base. So get the fire going under there real good. Bring it up to a good simmer. Got another onion. Cut a lot more finely this time because this is going to be obviously in the finished soup. So again, I had to buy baby carrots. They didn't have any full-size carrots, I guess because Easter's coming up. So I don't know. Guess you got to feed the Easter bunny, whatever. But these will work. Baby carrots in. And of course, the star of the show. I already cut up a bunch of chicken. Good old wooden paddle. I know some people don't like using wood, but people have been using wood for their for their cooking tools for centuries, and I think it's fine. All right, got that, and now I am going to add a little salt. This is pink Himalayan salt. I don't know if it is any better than regular salt. Not too much, because it's always, you can always add more salt, but really hard to take it out once it's in there. I'm going to just finish off this thing of basil. Little black pepper. Again, careful not to overdo it. I have a bad habit of adding way too much pepper and getting it way too spicy. Just a little more of the garlic. I'm also going to add a little bit of garlic powder. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like the garlic powder and the minced garlic that you get in a jar have different flavor profiles. And again, not giving you any measurements because I don't do that. I measure with my heart, not with measuring cups. I really need to learn to get my ingredients together before I start shooting. But hey, I'm just getting back into this YouTube thing, so I'll figure it out, right? A little bit of thyme, just a little more of the herbs de Provence. Don't want to overdo that because it can make things bitter. Definitely need to remember to get all my ingredients out beforehand. I'm not having to stop the video while I search. A little bit of marjoram, a little more. There we go. Stir that in. And just a little bit of sage from my property in Montana. If you don't have property in Montana, store-bought's fine. I usually have some fresh in my fridge, but what I had went bad. A hint more salt. Again, I'm really trying not to overdo it. So yeah, it's a fairly simple soup. I'm going to let it simmer about an hour. I prefer to let it go a lot longer than an hour, but again, I got started on this a little late and I'm kind of on a time crunch, so I'm going to bring it to a fast simmer. Keep the heat up higher than I normally would. Really give those flavors a chance to meld. Then I'll add the noodles. These are them. I didn't make my own noodles. Sue me. Maybe another day, but again, just trying to make dinner on a cold day since it decided to be winter again. But yeah, we'll come back as soon as that's simmered, and when I add the noodles, I am going to try not to add too many noodles. I have a bad habit of adding way too many, and then they get big, and it turns into more of a chicken noodle stew instead of soup. We'll be back when I add the noodles, and then one more when I shoot the final taste test. Hey guys, back again. So excuse my robe. I just got out of the shower again. I've got a date coming over, so getting ready for that while I make dinner. But yeah, it simmered for long enough, I think. Well, again, the more it can simmer, the better. But since I'm on kind of a time crunch, yeah, got to rush things along, keep things moving. So this is almost our finished soup. Gonna give it a taste, see how the flavors have melded. That is just about perfect. Yeah, don't laugh. A little more garlic. Can't have those vampires coming around, sparkling and crap. course, that garlic isn't going to be something you can taste right away, but yeah, it's better. Just a dash more salt. Again, I'm afraid of getting it too salty, but I want to make sure it has plenty of flavor too. Yeah, that's about right. The stand I'm using is for my camera is not the best, so it's a little top heavy. So I'm going to try to put the noodles in and hope it doesn't fall in my soup. Again, it's very easy to overestimate on these because it won't look like much. A little more. And yes, I do use a giant pickle jar for a lot of my food storage. Place I used to work had a snack bar, and they'd buy the gallon-sized jars of pickles. And so when they'd go empty, I would claim them, and I've got a ton of them. Most of my dry goods in jars. Okay, I think that's good for the noodles. I'm going to let them puff up a little bit and see where we're at, but again, don't want to overdo it. I've got about a half hour till she gets here, so I'm going to crank up the heat. Oh, and I did add a couple more bay leaves into the soup itself. Just give it a little more flavor. But yeah, so not sure if I mentioned, I made this using a rotisserie chicken from Sam's Club. I prefer Costco, but the chickens are very big and juicy, and $5 a piece. You can't beat it. There's all kinds of stuff you can do, and even with this batch of soup, I've still got that much chicken left. I'm going to cut it up. I can use it in tacos or chicken chili, or there's all kinds of things you can do with it. And for $5, you get probably good 2-3 meals out of it, depending on how much you eat. So yeah, and this soup itself is going to last me for days because I don't eat that much anymore, but I don't know how to cook small. So yeah, those noodles are already getting bigger, so I think we're good there. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it go for a little while till the noodles are soft, and we'll be done. Okay, and here we have our finished product. Magoo did it again. It still didn't look like there was enough noodles, so I added more, and now she's thick with noodles. That's okay though. So put some in a bowl. Here, get some of that broth. There's my bowl. I made all this, but I don't eat much, so anyway, let's give it a taste. Go. Very hot. Just came out of the pot. Hmm. That is good. Anyway, she should be here anytime, so see you guys next time. Oh, one thing I meant to mention, one thing I usually put in my soup is celery. Problem is, I'm going to be taking some to a friend of mine, and she's allergic to celery, so I left it out. Still good without it. Anyway, see you guys next time.